Good morning and welcome to the Friday edition of Sports This Morning on your award-winning Channels Television. My name is Yemi Adebayo. It gives me a lot of pleasure to be here this morning to take you on a trip across the money-spinning world of sport. There's a lot lined up for you this morning. We promise that it's going to be a beautiful ride. Okay, let me quickly serve you the headlines, news making the rounds from this part of the world. Let me bring that to you quickly. We start with Nigeria's Dream Team 6. That's talking about the under-23 men's national team, saying they are battle ready for the crucial CAF under-23 championship qualifier. Remember that the Dream Team holds a slim 2-1 advantage from the first leg. So we'll see how all of that pans out in Congo. Okay, we move on now and talk about the curtain raiser for the English Premier League. That is the FA Community Shield. It's going to take place at the Wembley Stadium tomorrow. So we're going to wait how that's going to pan out. We'll see Arsenal taking on Chelsea. English football season officially begins. All right, we move on. The man in your picture, African legend, Chelsea legend, Didier Drogba, receives a hero's welcome in his new Major League Soccer club, talking about Montreal. We'll talk about it much later on the show. All right, it's decision time for the International Olympic Committee as they decide who hosts the 2022 Winter Olympics. Is it going to be the city of Almaty in Kazakhstan or Beijing in China? Well, we don't have to wait for too long. It's going to be today. The IOC members will decide who's going to be the host of the 2022 Winter Olympics as they all vote. Okay, that's the headlines for you. All right, I want you to be a part of everything that we're doing on the show. I want you to speak out and be heard, like we always say. Let us know how you feel, how you react to some of the issues that you've already seen and some in the money-spinning world of sports. And that's it on your screen. You can get your thoughts, your views across to us on channels, iPhone Sports. That's on Facebook and on Twitter. The official channels handle is channels_sports. And, of course, my personal handle right there on your screen. Okay, let's quickly serve to you, if we're ready, the papers. Let's take a look at the papers to lay the foundation of the show this morning. Let's take a look at the papers and see what we have. And we start with what is on your screen right there, talking about the Sporting Life. That's the back page of today's Sporting Life. Talking about game over, talking about Argentine winger Angel Di Maria, the transfer saga in that one, and other stories there, talking about Ramos on the bottom strip, and other interesting stories into Friday edition of Sporting Live. Okay, we move over. Let's see if we can quickly take a look at the front page. Yeah, that's the front page for you, talking about Sporting Live. Don't drop a Menike coming from former Super Eagles striker Victor Agali. That story is on page 11, the lead story in today's edition of Sporting Life. Other interesting stories that will make you want to grab a copy of the papers. Talking about Samson Siasia on the bottom strip there, saying, "I love big battles." That story is on page 6. Okay, let's see. Let's move on and take a look at the Soccer Star front page. Arsenal budgets £72 million for Sergio Busquets and Karim Benzema. That story is the latest story of the Friday edition of Soccer Star. A story that might interest you on the top corner. Don't expect miracles coming from Super Eagles coach Sunday Olise. Well, and that's the back page of today's Soccer Star, talking about Angel Di Maria and some of the other stories that I just talked about. Cecilia Morogwe joins me now as we take a look at all the stories making the rounds. Let me quickly welcome you, Cecilia, to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's quickly talk about the interesting thing going down in Los Angeles, the Special Olympics, the winter edition of the Special Olympics. You've been keeping tabs, you've been following what has been happening. Yesterday we talked about Victoria White.
Yeah.
She has been presented with her medal. But the lead story for today, talking about the guy that won another gold for Nigeria. So, I mean, in what event and what actually happened?
Yeah, that's also in table tennis event. That's talking about Sunday Olowoniyi. Olowoniyi, I got that right. Okay, he actually won another gold for Nigeria this morning. So right now we have about 11 medals so far. And out of that 11, has 7 gold medals so far in the tournament. It's definitely going to end on the 2nd. And of course, with the way the Nigerian lads are going, I think they want to overhaul the last medal they won in the last edition in Greece. It was really a tough game for him. By the end of the day, imagine being able to beat Lazia Tama of Panama and also Jeon Sung-yu of South Korea. All the games that he won was by 3 sets to love. So that's huge for him, not dropping any of the sets en route to winning the gold medal. And of course, right now in the men's division, he is a top.
He's
and of
top,
course,
yeah, that's interesting.
He's top in that one. And hopefully, more Nigerians definitely get to win more gold medals because more games will definitely go down later today.
Okay, so that's Nigeria's 7th
That's Nigeria's
gold.
7th gold and, of course, 11 medals overall. And for Victoria White, the coach was actually saying that, okay, after she's won this one, so he's also expecting more good medals
from her.
And, of course, the way she has been going about it, cheerful and happy, like she's just having fun. And in the process of having fun, she's winning all the medals she needed to win.
All right, that's Victoria in your picture. Like Cecilia said, having all the fun. She's enjoying herself, putting Nigeria in the limelight, doing well for us. And we hope that it continues in whatever events that she gets to participate in. Like we said, our coach that's talking about Olawi Amo is saying that he expects more from the 17-year-old before the end of the competition. So it's interesting. The 14th edition of the Special Winter Olympics, and we're just hoping.
Summer Games.
Oh, Summer Games.
Almaty is definitely in your mind.
Okay, Almaty on my mind. All right, special edition of the Winter Special Olympics. So we'll keep tabs on and see how all of that pans out. But definitely, Team Nigeria doing well there at the Special Olympics. All right, let's come down now and talk about the Super Falcons. Any news from the team camp? Because actually, when you're around, we have to start with the Super Falcons. but any news?
They left yesterday for Bata in Equatorial Guinea, and of course, the NFF president and some other officials were actually with them at the airport. So that's more like a moral booster for them. And the coach is saying that he doesn't have a choice than to win. He actually used the word "is condemned to win the game." You know, the first leg was actually a draw. We all know that, a 1-1 draw. And of course, second leg going to Equatorial Guinea, a tough team. And of course, it's actually working on the very, very slim chances because all they need to do right now is to see how they can score 2 goals without at least conceding. So what the NFF president actually said to them is that the whole nation is actually proud of them being able to have won the African Women's Championships 7 times out of 9, qualifying for all the Olympics from 2000, 2004, 2008, but 2012, and right now that's where the big problem is. So that superiority the Super Falcons have been having in Africa, it's something they really need to replicate.
There are few teams that can challenge us at this level. Equatorial Guinea is definitely one of them. But before we allow this go, because we still have to talk about other things as well, how optimistic are you from what you've seen? Some key players not going to be part of this. 4, Aziza Oshola and some others.
Justin Chukwunoye, Francisco Odega, of course, and Onomebi. They will not be part of the squad. But he actually chose 18 players. And out of the 18 players, we have 2 goalkeepers, Oloichi, and of course, the regular Precious Didi. And all the players, luckily, the captain, Evelyn Wambuko, she's also with them. And 18 players he has chosen. And out of the 18 players, there are about 8 of them that were at the last World Cup, and some others, they're just new to camp. Okay. But I believe the coach, he knows what he's doing. He feels these players can actually prosecute the game, and of course, they can win that match. That's the reason he selected them. With 18 players, and of course, you have the bulk of them going to the World Cup the last time, that experience and all that. And, when Nigerians are pushed to the wall, I'm using his words right now, they have the ball bouncing back, and of course, trying to win. So they're all actually, condemned to win this game because it will be very, very sad for Nigeria for the second time in a row, losing out of Olympic ticket. But we can actually cut them the slacks. If you check this year, the Super Falcons have been very, very busy qualifying for the All-African Games. I mean, going to the World Cup. And of course, this very one is been a loaded year for them. I don't know why the Olympic qualifiers will have to come on the same year. They have to go for the World Cup. And with the women's game developing across the world, I think Super Falcons really need something special on Sunday night to be able to beat
very
the
optimistic. Very optimistic, Cecilia Omorogwe, this morning talk about the Falcons. But when we come back here on Monday, we will tell you what happened. Are they through to the next round? Will they pack their bags and forget about the Olympics? We hope not, but we'll wait. We'll wait till then. Now let's talk about the Dream Team 6 now. Not in the same scenario, but still somewhat dicey. 2-1 advantage they take to Congo. And Samson Siasia, let's not forget, has traveled down this road before. There was a time when we were going to qualify for the 2008 Olympics. We needed a draw in Accra. Some thought it wasn't going to be possible that we were going, but he won. So I don't know if you think the experience will count.
Yeah, I think so, because he actually said, he's better when he has to play big games. Now, if you have to use his kind of words, he said he's fully aware of the battle, and of course he knows that the boys would definitely, who he believes in, would definitely give their best in point now. And if you look at the advantage, just 2-1, and it's very slim. And Siasia is a kind of coach that usually, when he's at the very rough end, you definitely want to get something out. It's easy. You've won at home 2-1, so it's actually easier for you. All you need to do, got them, maybe score one goal, and of course you have to lock up. And even a draw can also scale them through, but you wouldn't want to go through that route. You see how it can just win that game. But I believe the kind of players they have actually called to camp, to join the other players that were in camp before. I think maybe they can actually get something special. I'm not really afraid of the CSA boys because they already have that advantage, being able to score 2 goals at home. But that away goal, that the Congo guys actually scored is another thing. And there was one report we were reading about in Congo. You have Nigerians from Congo, Brazzaville usually come to support Nigerians and all that. Maybe with some of the crowd behind them and all that, they couldn't get that courage and that confidence to go ahead and win that game.
We're hoping that we'll be able to scale this hurdle and qualify for the CAF Under-23 African Championship, and get to the semi-final, get to the final, pick a ticket to the Olympics. Because that's all that really matters for us right now.